All about cooking, all about nutrition, and all about you. Enjoy the show. Today's show brought to you by the 30-Day Jumpstart Coaching Program. Uncover the personalized program that will get you the results you want. Today's show, authentic, easy guacamole. I've had guacamole in lots of different places all over the country, but no one does it better than, of course, here in Southern California. And I've noticed that there are different recipes out there. People add sort of different things that I've never heard of. And recently, we had a tequila tasting here at the house, and there was another gentleman who came and he said, I'm going to make my guacamole. I said, great, I'm going to make my guacamole too. He said, well, let's have a guac-off. I said, all right. He goes, yeah, I kind of only like mine the best. I said, yeah, I feel the same way. I only like mine the best too, but that's fine. We'll have a guac-off. So come the evening of the tequila tasting, and he didn't feel like making the guacamole, so I made mine. I wasn't even done with putting it all into the bowl, and he walks in with the chip in his mouth and said, okay, I surrender. Yours is like professional. So this recipe, I think, really, because of the simplicity of it and the authenticity of it, everyone could like. Now, if you like other things, if you want to make it spicier, that's fine. Play with it, but this is the foundation for authentic guacamole. So first we're going to start off, obviously, with avocados. And I'm going to cut the avocado in half. And one thing that I think a lot of people don't realize about guacamole, which is maybe one of the reasons why people don't make more of it, is that the reason why it turns brown really fast and starts to oxidize is because it's separated from its pit. So the key to actually keeping guacamole greener longer is to keep the pit in with the guacamole. So I'm going to leave 2 of them in there after I mash this up. So I'm going to cut it open, and then I'm going to use a spoon to spoon it out. Ideally, you want to use really, really soft avocados that aren't brown. Of course, these are just a little bit harder than I like, because I eat them too fast. They come into the house. I get them from the garden and from the farm fresh to you. I also do get organic avocados from the grocery store. And these are nice, big. Actually, this one's a lot softer. There we go. Nice, big, soft, beautiful, perfectly green. There's no brown in there yet. Avocados. Avocado is one of the healthiest fats you can have. Great for your skin, great for building cell membranes, great for feeling satiated. And sometimes all you need is just the avocado with a little bit of salt on it, and that's even good enough. If I'm out someplace traveling and I really have a hankering for some kind of really good healthy fat or guacamole, I'll literally just take the avocado, mash it up, and put some salt in it. That is good enough. I don't consider that guacamole. It's considered just avocado, but that's fine. Once you have all the avocados in the bowl, you're going to start to mash it with a fork. So all that's in here right now is just the avocado, and I'm going to mash it down with a fork. I've seen people blend it. I don't really like it blended. It's a little too soupy, watery. If you like it blended, that's fine. But again, authentic, use a fork. So once you have your avocados mashed, and I did forget to mention that besides just the blending aspect of using the blender versus the fork allows you a calorie burning opportunity to use your arm muscles. So now I am going to go ahead and stick in 2 pits and mix it around just so that it doesn't lose contact and it doesn't start to brown. And I'm going to throw the other 2 pits away. All right, next for our guacamole, we're going to use, for 4 avocados, I will probably use this entire organic Roma tomato. And I'm going to cut it really small. I'm going to start with a half and make really small cuts in it, really small slices. The juice of the tomato will help to soften whatever's left in the guacamole, and that will again just allow it to break down a little bit further for any pieces that may be a little too hard. And if you already have really soft avocados, then it'll just get a little softer. Okay, next, I'm going to use a very small sliver of a red onion. Again, this is an organic onion from the farm. Too much onion, I think, overpowers it, and so you have that sort of fine line of too much and not enough. I would err on the side of not enough than too much, and then if you want to slice up some extra onion and just have it there for people who want to make it a little bit more rich with onion flavor, then they can do that. So I'm going to use not even a fourth of this onion. And I'm going to peel off the top layer. And then I'm going to make very small, very, very, very tiny cuts in it. Now, I guess at this stage, if you wanted to pulverize it with a food processor, you could do that. I'm putting it in just for a little bit of flavor, and I don't always use red onion. I happen to have red onion. I think red onion is a better flavor, but you can use sweet Hawaiian onions, yellow onions. Okay, I'm gonna add about a fourth of a lime. I'm gonna cut my lime, slice out of it, a little wedge. Making sure there's no seeds in it, and I'm gonna squeeze this in here. And again, authentic guacamole, it's lime, not lemon. Okay, next. This is the key ingredient, right here, cilantro. Cilantro makes guacamole. And when this one friend asked about the guac off, and there were 5 of us in a car driving somewhere, and I had said, oh, well, I'm just curious, what do you use in your guacamole? And then we started going through the different ingredients, and I mentioned cilantro, and he said, no, I don't use cilantro. And the other 4 people in the car went, what? You don't use cilantro? So I understand maybe some of you don't like it, but I'm talking about authentic guacamole needs cilantro. And this, you kind of can't go overboard on, I don't think. Now, if you don't have fresh cilantro where you are, I know that Trader Joe's sells frozen cubed cilantro. And while that's not the best choice, it's way better than not having cilantro. So go ahead and try to use that. So I'm gonna go ahead and I've already washed it, and now I'm gonna use my kitchen scissors to break it down. And I'm gonna try to get mostly leaves. Okay. Next, we've got garlic powder. Not a lot, just a little bit, but it makes a big difference. Next, we have black pepper. I like mine freshly ground. I know some people don't like the chunks, so go ahead and use regular, finer ground black pepper. And since we have 4 pretty large avocados, I'm going to use a decent amount of pepper. And then last but not least, we've got salt. So be careful with the salt. If you're using tortilla chips that have salt on them, you need less salt. You don't need to overdo with the salt. But if you're going to use cucumbers or bell peppers or carrots, then you might want to use a little extra salt in your guacamole to make up for what you're not getting on the chip. So I'm just going to add a little bit, and then I'm going to mix it up, and then I'm going to taste it to see how much more I need. So it looks like I've got my guacamole. I'm going to use organic, non-GMO, lightly salted, authentic tortilla chips and cucumbers and bell peppers and carrots to serve this wonderful guacamole.
The Fit to Love podcast show offers you 6 days a week of helpful content to achieve the happy life you deserve. Movement Mondays and Tasty Tuesdays are weekly video casts, while Wellness Wednesdays, Thoughtful Thursdays, Freedom Fridays, and Sexy Saturdays are audio-only shows themed every week to address your holistic life and needs. If the show inspired you, we would love for you to share it and subscribe. Thank you so much for joining us today. Head on over to fittolove.tv for recaps of every show, resources, and to join the community. That's FIT, the number 2, LOVE.tv. Have a fit and fabulous day.